What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, continuing my deep dive into Weird Al's studio catalog, never having done this before. I'm doing this as a dedication, my own personal dedication to Dr. Demento. He recently announced that he's retiring from doing his, I guess, novelty radio shows. They're probably syndicated or podcasts at this point. But I listened to him a lot in the late 70s, early 80s. Definitely helped shape my sense of humor and my musical tastes and all that stuff. Exposed me to Zappa for the first time, and exposed me to very early Weird Al. And then I know the hits, I know the stuff that's on the radio, I know the videos, I know the pop culture sensations that he has done. Don't know the albums, so I'm doing that. Today I'm going to talk about, review, praise highly his number 6 album, UHF, the original motion picture soundtrack and other stuff. Came out in 1989, and then I'm going to rank it among the other 5 that I've already done. I really like this album. In fact, I'm going to give away the ending right now. I think this is the best album he's done so far. It is a mix of stuff that was used in the movie, including the title track UHF, which is probably the weakest song on here. There are a couple little snippets of like commercials. There's a movie promo for Gandhi 2. Only this time he's like Rambo. A commercial, Spatula City. All they have is spatulas. A little instrumental that was used in the movie called Fun Zone, which it's a fun little instrumental song. Almost sounds like it could be the theme song to like a Saturday afternoon children's like learning TV show, fun type thing. Like maybe a Nickelodeon or something. But it's good. It's fun. It's lighthearted. There are some absolutely inspired parodies. And I think possibly, arguably, so far, his best original song that's a parody in the style of somebody, but not a specific parody of a specific song. I think that is on here. I just think it's a good listen from start to finish. I think the stuff that doesn't work as horribly as some of the stuff that doesn't work on other albums. And he's got one of his, it's just all around a really successful, fun listen. Opens up with Money for Nothing / Beverly Hillbillies, which is less of a parody as more than it's a mashup. He takes the music from Dire Straits' Money for Nothing, which I believe Mark Knopfler actually plays guitar on here. Sounds amazing. You get the drum intro with the sting, I want my... we drop into the song. And the lyrics are the same lyrics as the Ballad of Jed Clampett, which was a big hit back in 1963. Flatt and Scruggs did it. I'm pretty sure Dr. Demento used to actually play the Ballad of Jed Clampett, the original 60 song, on his show. And then here in 1989, Weird Al, 2 Dr. Demento regulars are like combining into one. It works. It's a good opener. The music sounds good. It's a good way to parody Money for Nothing. It's just to force these lyrics into this different melody, and it absolutely is fantastic. After that, we get the short little 1-minute Gandhi 2 premiere, which is kind of funny. Another one of the weaker songs on here, but not horrible. Attack of the Radioactive Hamsters from a Planet Near Mars. Kind of a pop song with some nice rock guitar. It's exactly what the title says it's about. And then, hands down, I think one of his, for me, most enjoyable parody songs. We get a parody of Tone Loc's Wild Thing called Isle Thing. Not like a shopping mart aisle, but like an island aisle. The narrator meets this woman, like they want to date, goes back to her place. Turns out all she wants to do is watch Gilligan's Island. We get it's essentially, if you've seen Cinema Sins on YouTube, it's essentially a Cinema Sins musical version of Cinema Sins where they just poke holes in all the, problems with Gilligan's Island. But it's done to Tone Loc's Wild Thing. We get a Funky Cold Medina reference in there. It just really, really works. And if you're familiar with Gilligan's Island, I think all the lines are going to hit. He's got everything you want him to address, he addresses. Really, really good. And the Wild Thing music just works perfectly for this. I mean, this could have kept going on even longer. I mean, there's not much to it once you establish the dun, dun, dun part, but it just works. Musically, it works. There's some laughs in here. Yeah, good job, Weird. Then we get the polka medley for the album. It's called the Hot Rocks Polka. It's nothing but Rolling Stone songs, though I don't believe they're all on Hot Rocks, though maybe Hot Rocks 2 has a couple of these. Oh, and it's kind of weird. Like, the opening song is It's Only Rock and Roll, and I don't think I ever paid attention to the lyrics as much in the actual Stones version as I did here, going, oh my gosh, that's right. These are the lyrics. And then when we get to Brown Sugar, which is the next song, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. These are these lyrics. So it's interesting to hear some of these lyrics out of context from Mick Jagger singing them, where I'm not even so much as thinking about the lyrics as much as I'm just thinking of Jagger's voice somehow as like this other instrument. But these are the songs. I'm pretty sure I got them all. It's Only Rock and Roll, Brown Sugar, You Can't Always Get What You Want, Honky Tonk Women, Under My Thumb. God, what an amazing song. Even here, I'm like, gosh, that is just such an underrated classic. Ruby Tuesday, Miss You, Sympathy for the Devil, Get Off My Cloud, Shattered. That was a fun one when that dropped. Let's Spend the Night Together, and then Satisfaction. I think that was it. Plus probably a polka medley or a polka song I'm not familiar with thrown in there. But yeah, I don't know if these are the polka songs or things I want to hear more than once. Like, they're not demanding like re-listens. I'm like, oh, that was interesting. But it really is just like the same. You just are the same thing as the other polka medleys. He's just plugging in different songs. It's just kind of interesting to see what he chooses to go to next. Then we get UHF, just kind of this, probably the most boring thing on here, this 80s rock song about UHF. On TVs, UHF. It's about UHF. I don't think do we even have that anymore? Let Me Be Your Hog, 16 Seconds of Rock, really short little snippet of something, probably makes sense in the movie. Then we get She Drives Like Crazy, a parody of The Fine Young Cannibal. She drives me crazy. He tries to do that falsetto for most of the song. This song itself just doesn't have enough momentum. It's played too close to the original, and it just kind of, I don't know, goes on a little bit too long, though I don't think it's very long, but not bad. And then the song I thought I was going to absolutely hate. The title is Generic Blues. We know what it's going to be because it's Weird Al. It's going to be a generic blues song. It is, but it's got some absolutely amazing harmonica playing. The blues energy is vibrant and exciting and enthusiastic. And even though it is nothing but a bunch of like musical blues tropes, like they're selling it and they're selling it hard. The lyrics are your typical Weird Al lyrics about why you would have the blues. But the highlight of this, and I think I actually laughed when I heard it the first time. I've listened to this album twice now. I really, really enjoy this album, is right before the guitar solo, Weird Al's like, make it talk, son, make it talk. And the guy drops his guitar solo. And then at the end of the solo, he starts like bending the note, or he like keeps repeating the same note over and over again. And then Weird Al comes back in and goes, okay, now make it shut up. And then we go back into the verses. I like that. Make it shut up. You don't hear that enough in music. I thought that was a nice little touch. Spatula City comes next, the commercial, then Fun Zone. And then we get a parody of REM's Stand in the Place Where You Are, but it's spam. Kind of somehow works. It's a fun song to begin with. I think it was the song that, the REM song that got more critically got criticized more than any other REM song. It works for spam. And then what might be his greatest original accomplishment so far, at least in these first 6 albums, The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota. It's not necessarily to a specific song, but it's very much like a Harry Chapin long narrative story that has all these really little details you don't need, but it's about a family traveling to Minnesota to see the biggest ball of twine. You got a bunch of roadside attraction sort of references in there. You got talk about traveling with families. They pick up a hitchhiker at one point who eventually steals their camera. Once they get to the biggest ball of twine, the narrator has this sort of emotional, cathartic like moment that's a very sort of Harry Chapin staple in like something like Taxi or something like that. It just works. It's a little more upbeat and poppy, and it's not as sort of dramatically narrative as some of Harry Chapin stuff, but it's in that vibe. It works incredible. It's like almost 7 minutes long. It's just packed with lyrics and details, and it kind of all works. And like, if you've ever been on a road trip with your family, either as a kid or as an adult, like, it just seems like Weird Al understands it. He knows about it. He's done the traveling. A lot of these places too I've been to. I've driven through a tree in the redwoods. I've seen these things. I don't know if we ever did see the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota, which I'm assuming actually exists. They buy in the souvenir shop, they buy a little ball of twine, which I think is kind of hilarious. But anyways, yeah, it is a fantastic way to end this album. It opens strong with Money for Nothing, closes strong for The Biggest Ball of Twine. I'll Thing might be one of his best parody songs. Yoda is his best, but I'll Thing, I'm ranking it up there. It's a top 5 at this point. Absolutely love it. Generic Blues is surprisingly entertaining, despite the fact that it's obviously what it is in the title. Yeah, this was a win, Weird Al. You're back on top, man. So where would I rank this? I already told you where I would. It is my number 1 at this point, above those other 5. This was a good listen. I was super impressed. So yeah, all right. I'm now reinvigorated to keep going with this project and see what happens next, and see if he can sustain this sort of this high that he's currently on after UHF. The movie didn't do so well, my understanding. I don't think so. I remember when it came out. I was in college. Yeah, I was in college. Yeah. All right, that's it. That's all I got. Check this album out if you're interested in Weird Al. I thought it was really, really entertaining. All right. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thanks for those of you who are commenting, your experiences with Weird Al and Dr. Demento and stuff. Love hearing about it. Loved hearing about how Dr. Demento affected so many of us. What a special soul that man was. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm rambling. Peace. Talk to you later.